Welcome back, dear viewers. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you're having a good time, and I'm going to try to share a little bit of joy in case you're suffering all the disgraces from this year or something else and you just want to have a nice time. Let's hope that we can provide here. So this deck is white, green and some artifacts, trying to do lots of things, including energy, revolt, the flicker, counters, graveyard fetch. I think I'm leaving something out, so let's quickly review the revolt stuff. Well, actually most of the deck is about revolt, but we are going to try to look at this as fast as possible. So green, okay, the elephant, energy, 3/4 1 mana, and revolt because this guy returns to our hand. Implement of ferocity, +1/+1 counter, card draw and revolt. Renegade map, land fetch and revolt, and artifacts too. Selfless spirit, indestructible and revolt, and a 2/1 flyer is amazing. Aviary mechanic, 2/2 gives us a bounce, so triggers revolt, activates revolt, I should say. Primal druid, and 0/3, so we want to have her killed to get some lands from the graveyard. Long road home, flicker, and of course flicker is going to activate revolt, and the creature returns with a +1/+1 counter after in the next step. Eldrazi Displacer, one of the best cards in the deck that can flicker not only our creatures but the opponents, so great against aura decks and many other stuff, and we are going to employ this for a very good amount of things. Pious Evangel providing us with life gain most of the time, but also can transform into Wayward Disciple. By transforming we get to sacrifice something, including lands sometimes, and then we have the Wayward Disciple that drains life when our creatures die, so it's a very massive, important card. Deadeye Harpooner, and with revolt, one of the things that takes advantage of revolt, this guy gets to destroy a tapped creature from the opponent. Tireless Trackers provide us the clue. Any clue that we get can activate revolt, and of course Tireless Tracker is the best green card without being some Nissa, so yeah. Architect of the Untamed provides us with energy when land enters the battlefield, and if we get to 8 energy we can create a 6/6 artifact beast creature token, which is impressive. Silkweaver Elite provides us with draw if the revolt is online, and also has reach, sometimes can be important. Renegade Rallier, one of the best creatures for us here, since this can pull out cards from the graveyard when revolt is online, so any permanent with mana cost 2 or less comes back, including some lands. Well, look at this, from here, any permanent from here to the beginning of the deck, and all the lands can be returned by the Renegade Rallier if the revolt is online. Then Pilgrim's Eye, this guy just is going to give us some land from the library, but is a nice target for flickering. Then we have Acrobatic Maneuver, flicker plus draw at instant speed, super cool. Pulse of Mirasa, Graveyard Fetch and life gain 2. Collective Effort, a very versatile card that can take care of annoying enchantments or large creatures, and also buff our guys, or it could buff opponent's guys for some reason. We might want to give +1/+1 counter on the opponent's creatures. Sometimes might be an interesting idea. Not for this deck, but who knows. Eldritch Evolution, just one copy because there's no room for more, but it can turn one of our cheap creatures into one of our strong creatures. Also enables revolt. Either Storm Rock, providing a 3/3 body with flying that it's going to give us energy and can tap enemy creatures during the attack and grows with energy. Oh, so cool. It rocks. An Enter Procession to provide additional tokens. The principal token in this deck are going to be the clues, but there are some other interesting tokens such as the servo tokens from the Angel of Invention. This guy, so cool. This is just about tokens or buffing everything. Yeah, overall it's a very good card. Tamiya's Journal, lovely, providing us with clues, and as I said, clues gives us revolt, and the Tamiya's Journal can be used to tutor any card from the deck if we get to sacrifice 3 clues. Very good. 8 from the Cold, an extremely fun card to have, and once this is online and we start putting our permanents directly into the battlefield without paying mana at the end of the turn, then we have Nissa, Vital Force. The +1 gives us an attacker from our lands, and also it's going to help us ramping in if need arises. And the -3 is also a graveyard recursion. Then we have our lovely Green Guardian of Mirosa, one of my favorite cards that can return any card from the graveyard to our hand. Any card, no restrictions there. Then Albenwald Hydra to fetch lands, and here important aspect is any land. It does not need to be a basic one, and the Albenwald Hydra normally turns out to be quite a large attacker or defender with reach, so it's very strong on both situations. Then we have Planar Breach. If we get to play the 6 mana artifact and then pay the 8 mana, we can tutor any card from the library, well, any permanent card from the library, and put that directly on the battlefield, which is pretty amusing. And notice that this can be done during the opponent's turn, which sometimes can take many players by surprise. Then the mana base, pretty standard basic lands, a couple of dual lands, 1 Westvale Abbey. Also there's a high chance that we can turn into the Ormental Profane Prince. Then the either have normal stuff, since we already have energy cards, and 4 Evolving Wilds that are going to be able to help us triggering Revolt, and we can use those to ramp if we use the Renegade Rallier. And finally, Cradle of the Accursed, providing us with colorless mana for the Eldrazi Displacer, and also can be sacrificed to create a 2/2 token, which goes well with our token themes and also with the Revolt. So this is the deck so far. I'm going to show you lots of lovely games, and I think I'm going to keep playing this for a little longer. There's some hidden power in the deck. I don't know if you have noticed what you can do with this. There are some hidden surprises here. So, but today we are not going to meet anything too extraordinary, but anyways, I hope you enjoy the next games. So, without further ado, Okay, let us go. We are going to try to revolt and to fetch stuff from the graveyard and to gain energy and to have lots of creatures. Seems like a fair plan. So hopefully we get nice lands. Look at this. A single land. Draw new hand. Well, bit slow, but we have the chance of finding greatness in the future. If we start drawing some basic lands, this is going to be great. Okay, no lands from our natural draw, so hopefully we get some in the future. Our land number 3 means we get to use Pilgrim's Eye, and then we are set. Well, I don't think... Yeah, let's just play the elephant. Against blue and red, I feel like my small creatures are not going to be too impressive, and now opponent is quite possibly running some counter spells. Well, this is not great. I'm going to drop the apiary mechanic here, bring back the forest, and play my elephant again. Greenbelt Rampager. It returns to my hand once more because I can't afford the energy to keep it down. So elephants need lots of energy. They are low mana cost but quite demanding on energy. And I think our mechanic is about to die here. Nope. Does not die. Oh, finally. Forest. Attacking does not much good to me. Counterspell is quite likely to happen here. So let's see if we get a counterspell on the Greenbelt. We also lost some cards to the graveyard, but nothing to be too worried about in my deck. Let's hope. Thanks to the abundance of graveyard recursion that we are running. But the opponent is starting to run into our life total with the Thermal Alchemist, so let's hope he runs out of fuel soon. And also let's hope we get our lands. Here comes more damage. So opponent is tapped out with blue, which means it's good for us since we now are not scary. We're not scared about the counter spells for the time being. Another point of damage here. We can start using the Selfless Spirit to enter. Oh, so much noise. My neighbors are too loud today. I don't know if my mic picks them. Oh, the Architect. I'm going to save the Architect until I make sure I can save her from certain death and also have some land. Next turn maybe I can, yeah. I'm not going to play my land just yet, so we need another plains since we already have 2 rings. Move on, swing with the Selfless Spirit. This guy maybe gets killed soon, but hopefully it provides some cover to our other guys. We sacrifice the guy Oh, come on, stop the bikes. I hate the bikes. more damage. So Pious Evangel, we definitely need the guy sap out there. But if the opponent has blue mana, this is going to be difficult. So if we play nothing, the opponent just gets away with anything. I think we go with Tireless Tracker here. Maybe I attack first, see what the opponent does. I could I see. This is probably Sphinx deck. Let's begin. Let's start using some of our stuff. I think that our Eldritch Evolution is going to be great for us. What do we have in the graveyard? The Angel of Invasion, Duels of Mirasa is great. Opponent looking for the Sphinx's tutelage. Talent of the Telepath. I hope he doesn't find anything too useful from me. He can cast 2 cards from 7, the next 7 ones. What is it? Okay, nothing he can use. Alrighty then. But we are losing cards here, so let's take this chance to resolve the Pious Evangel at the very least. Swing with these 2 in the air for 3. Now, if the opponent finds another Thelm Alchemist or the Sphinx, we are going to be in trouble, so we have to hurry up and put our opponent against the ropes before anything happens. So these 2 cards are pretty good for us. Also the Renegade Rallier. If we find another land, we can play the Evolution and the Rallier together. I'm going to have to take the damage here. It's a huge risk, but letting the opponent have the cards is pretty bad. So he lost a couple of lands and another counterspell, so okay. And what now? Alright, so there we go. Here we swing first. 3 more damage for the opponent. Eldritch Evolution on this guy. Let's see if we have the Green Gordon of Mirasa. No, we can. What do we can? Well, how about this? Okay, confirm. Take care of the Thermal Alchemist. And here comes Renegade Rallier to pull out something from our graveyard, which could be, well, maybe the elephant or a land. Let's go with the elephant here. Okay, so far we are a bit safer. Now we have to deal with this 6/6 Gear Hulk. Opponent probably has the blue Gear Hulk too, torrential Gear Hulk. And he's running Gaia Rich Sanitarium. Fire Impulse 2. No. Stop. We are going to sacrifice our selfless spirit here. Everybody is now indestructible. We now must discard something. From all of this, I guess the Ether Hub is the one that we want to leave out. Opponent still looking for... Why didn't he play this before? Oh. Opponent, come on, you have to play this before the Fire Impulse. What are you doing? Okay, so here we gain some life. We're going to gain some energy here. Drop Anointed Procession. And let's see, so hopefully we find Green Guardian of Mirasa soon. It's not in the graveyard, so that's great. Can we do something here? If I send everybody in, opponent can block 3 of my guys. Okay, so be it. It's not the moment to do that. We have to wait. If the opponent sends one of the attackers, then we can win. So he draws and discards. Okay, we have to discard our Anointed Procession. We already have one, so no biggie. And here comes the Sphinx. Finally, the opponent has found. And what is going to happen to us now if we attack with everybody? How many is this? This is 3. We need some blockers for later. I think I'm going to attack with everybody but the Pious Evangel. No, even the Pious Evangel should be going here. We get in for a ton of damage. Let's see if the opponent... What? He's letting Barrel go now. That's wrong. Well, this block is a mistake from the opponent. Alright, now we use Cradle. There we go. More life and more tokens up there. And the Architect, second Architect here. So we have 23 cards remaining. And the opponent has 2 attackers. A lot of chances for him to draw and discard, so we could get milled here if he finds a nice draw spell, and he has the Gaia Rich Sanitarium to do the searching. So he doesn't have Take Inventory or... Oh, good. We win this game. Thank you very much. Yeah. We do not have 18 cards of the same color, and he lost another Sphinx. So our opponent did a few misplays, I should say. And this deck is pretty tricky to handle. And then we get some more energy here. And now, just to finish this game, we are going to attack without our Pious Evangel this time. Stay back, just to gain a couple more life by killing a few creatures of our own. Maybe we kill, well, Eland. Go ahead, land. You lose 1 life. I could have done this the turn before. I forgot about this effect. Okay. Nice. I'm glad I defeated this Sphinx deck, but it wasn't a good Sphinx deck. And let's go. I'm trying to get the good lands. Yeah, if we don't get a good opening hand, we are going to be struggling a lot. So hopefully this game goes smoothly. If we get a very good opening hand, then the game ends too soon. That's also not so fun. We play first and we only have 2 lands. Okay, I'm going to keep this. It's a bit tough. 2 double green, which might mean I have to spend the energy from the hubs to play. I think I should be looking for a forest from the Evolving Wilds, but then I have to spend energy to play my cards over here. We seem to be facing an elf deck. So what to do? Maybe I go for the plains here and spend the energy for my greens. Anyways, it's 5 mana for the 8 from the cold. Oh, never mind. All my worries have now ended. Well, half of my worries have ended. And now we have a lovely 2/1 flyer. And there are a few elf that can block my guy, but they are a bit expensive, so far no worries. We have free path to our attacks, and of course this 2/1 is going to be dealing an additional point of damage each time. Very massive damage for just 1 mana, but we have our own 1 mana biggies too. So here I can even Eldritch Evolution my guy. But I'm just going to swing here. Well, there's a plan here. I can sacrifice the Selfless Spirit and then play my Harpooner and get rid of that guy. Is that too greedy? I think maybe it is too greedy, but what if the opponent starts playing lots and lots of elf and then I cannot take care of them? I have now a 2/2 and the opponent has nothing, so I like that. And soon, hopefully, we get to play the 8 from the cowl and start the most fun part of the game. All right. It's going to be a pity if I go for the Pilgrim's Eye. I can get my land number 5, then play the 8 from the gold. But that play is too slow. I think we need some Angel of Invention here. That's the 5 mana creature that we have. Also, we have Tireless Tracker, which is also pretty interesting to consider, and not to mention our lovely rock. Perhaps the rock is a bit harder for the opponent to kill, but with black mana available, it's quite likely possible that our rock dies to black removal spell. We'll see very soon. Also, green has force combat with the guys. Okay, first we swing, and if the opponent happens to kill this during combat, then we can play Renegade Rallier, pay the energy here. So now it's a 4/4 flyer, and the clock is ticking, opponent. You have to deal with our flyer, and now also our Pious Evangel. Well, now, as long as the opponent does not kill our guys, we just sit back and wait for our land. Looks like our opponent has only 3 mana. He has too many cards in hand and hasn't played anything yet. Oh, the music. Okay, here comes another land. Let's attack first, see what happens. Do I tap this? Yeah, okay, let's tap the guy. I could have attacked with the Pious Evangel. No, not pay. Do not pay this turn. We're going to do that next turn. I did a mistake. I could have dealt 2 more damage and have that guy tap down. I did not realize I had the energy required to do so. It's going to happen next turn. Eye from the Call is lovely if we can activate Revolt. So if we find something that we can also even use Pious Avenger to activate Revolt and play Renegade Rallier. What do you guys think? What do we have here? We have Selfless Spirit, Evolving Wilds 2. What do you do from the other side? Okay, let's... Do I revolt beforehand? Not much to gain out of that. Swing here. And we are not going to be able to pay the energy this time. 4 to the face. I think I'm going to kill my Ether Hub for green. Sacrifice the Ether Hub. Well, I guess it doesn't matter which one. This becomes and we have Renegade Rallier, and we're going to bring up, well, I guess, so we have the okay, this is the rational choice, but if I pull up the Evolving Wilds, then I can keep triggering the Aid from the Call and also ramp a little bit. I have just killed one of my lands, but anyways, I can also get rid of my Selfless Spirit for the sake of Revolt. Not sure. I'm not so used to play with Revolt. Let's keep that on the top of the library, you know. That's a nice card to run in this deck. We can bring back the... Okay, oh, yes. He thinks the same as I do. He loves Duels of Mirasa. He's now at 12 life. We're going to pull up the Evolving Wilds so we get our Revolt. Seems that the opponent is struggling with the mana. That's too bad. So here we are going to grab the Evolving Wilds. This time we have to do this. Evolving Wilds, And now I guess we want a second green mana source. Here we can attack with everybody since we can tap down this guy and we don't care for the retaliation. Actually, the opponent might even be running languish or something, so it's better for us to attack here. Okay. Trade, opponent leaves for another turn, which is great. I think it's a pity the opponent got mana screwed. Makes the game a bit more boring. We're going to... okay. Where do I click? I want to continue playing just to see what happens. And we are offered to put this forest right into the battlefield. I think that's a great idea. And here comes what... at least we get to see another card from the opponent's hand. He has to discard. Apparently he hasn't found enough mana. No, there he is. Another... ah no, this is the one that he he got this from the graveyard earlier, and well, we can keep activating our revolt thanks to the Green Warden, but of course pulling up the Pulse of Mirasa seems also like a very good idea too, but of course we don't need to in this game. Okay, let's finish this. Well, there's a slight chance for our opponent to be running Fog and the game goes on, but it's quite unlikely for that to happen unless somebody tries to mill you with Ulamog. There's really not a reason to run Fog. It's a very silly card. Okay, let's try to find another game. Okay, I just finished a game that I quite did not enjoy it because my opponent got mana screwed somehow and had a deck which appeared to have only black mana and ran some white creatures for some reason. I think our opponent did something very strange there. This hand is a bit greedy. We play first. I think we need a hand with more lands if we play first. Of course, if we draw a third land, then it's going to be awesome, but if we do not find the land, then we are pretty badly handicapped. Collective effort requires double white, but this other guy requires green, so here I think we have no choice but going to forest. And this I like. So if Primal Druid dies, we get to fetch another land from the library, which turns out to be good for us. Also a 3 toughness blocker is going to hinder our opponent's plans. Let's see, well, that guy flies, so we cannot stop this 1/2 flyer with first strike and haste, the very decent 2 mana drop. Let's see what we find. Anointed Procession. If we can play it before the Angel of Invention, that's going to be very sweet. Continue. If we find another white swords, maybe we can place a +1/+1 counter on the Primal Druid. and have her attacking. Opponent with green too. What is he playing here? Too innovative, too early to make a guess, but maybe he's some sort of delirium. Yeah, that is a delirium card. That so opponent has delirium cards and some cheap creatures too. Okay. So we can now do Evolving Wilds, gain quite a handful of energy, sacrifice, bring up, I'm going to bring another planes to make sure we can play all these spells. Renegade Rallier, we can choose a permanent from the graveyard to put into the battlefield, and suddenly we have 5 mana and tons of energy, and maybe we get to activate the Architect here. We need 4 more energy, but it can happen. Especially if we get this Prematurate killed. Pretty cool, huh? So these small white creatures with Death Touch and Skulk too, and flyers. So maybe opponent is about to run a very optimal removal to take care of this. I can trade, but I think I don't want to send this guy to my graveyard just yet. Let's do this. Now the question arises if I do want to wait to play Anointed Procession before the Angel of Invention, or can do I have to make haste? Well, I have the Westvale Abbey, which means that oh my god. I'm going to play this. Oh, this is so cool, I don't know what to do. Guys, do you realize the power of the Eldrazi Displacer here? Oh boy. Oh boy. Skip the attack, continue. Now let's see what the opponent has. Maybe he has a removal. He needs to remove the Eldrazi Displacer as soon as possible. What are you going to do? You need to remove the guy. You better do it right now. He can attack with the Rancid Rats. The flyers probably we cannot block. Throttle, okay, on that guy. So it's a goner. Let's exile the Rallier at the very least. We're going to pull up the Primal Druid, and this is death. So my big plans are now lost forever. But we get to ramp, a little bit more. Block you. 5 mana, -4, -4. That's a very expensive spell. So I guess he runs some ramping to sustain such expensive spells. There are more cheaper options. Maybe the opponent does not have access to the complete collection of cards. 5 energy. We're getting closer. More energy. Angel of Invention now. Anointed Procession seems so sweet. Can the opponent kill me if I play the Anointed Procession? There are a number of cards that he could be running. Very scary ones. Maybe I just do this. I can do the Cradle of the Accursed. That gives me 2 more blockers. Skip the attack, and soon we are able to activate the Questbale Abbey, which, unless the opponent has something very strong to kill Ormenthal, we are going to take the game with the guy. Well, this is very strong. We cannot let that guy stay around, so let's take care of this. Also, we prevent some damage, which also helps my cause. And Angel of Invention here, it's going to be catastrophic. And now we can even make our beasts. Oh, well, doesn't matter really. But I could create 2, but they are actually 4. And I could attack here, but opponent has that Death Touch blocker. I think I want to attack anyways. Get in for at least 3 damage. Not sure if the opponent wants to block, but it looks like a good idea for him. Okay. So the Death Toucher has to go. We cannot leave that guy up there. So here there's a chance for the opponent. Maybe he runs spell that can deal with all my guys, and then he gets in for a lot of damage, but does not seem to be the case. We could maybe use Angel of Invention here, but that is not a very good idea. Okay, who likes Beast? I hear, so any of you likes the Beast? Let's put a couple of them out there. Ta-da! 7/7 Beasts. Whoa. Collective, he has 4 blockers. If we escalate, do I need to escalate? There are not really any interesting targets for me. I can cancel here. We are going to tap the Tireless Tracker. Oh no! Game. do... Okay. So he can take care of one of our guys, but I don't really mind. He needs to block all of this. We still have our Angel of Invention gaining life for us, and having vigilance is nice. Another zombie jump blocks my 8/8. Okay, 4 times 3 gives me 12, 15 damage. Opponent is going to be left at 5 and a very weakened board state. And I could probably have tapped differently my mana, but the game has another idea. One of the major reasons for the failure of Magic Duels is the mana tapping never got resolved. It's very awkward the way you have to tap the mana in this game. Have to cycle the different options with a key or a joystick button, and most of the time the game guesses wrongly, incorrectly what you want to do. Now here the opponent, if he attacks, he has no blockers. He needs some fog of sorts, and even then that only gives him one turn. What else can he has? Good Bellower to kill. Here comes Reclamation Sage, destroys the Anointed Procession or one of the beasts. No, it's just the bluff. Well, that's not going to cut it. And now Ormendal gets stopped by these two, so I can swing with her. Let's do the Ormendal. Continue playing. Opponent thought that I was messing with him, but I actually was thinking. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and goodbye, Architect. Sorry to let you go, but we have our backup in hand. Send the flyers. These two. Well, I cannot finish the opponent here. If I attack with this... Okay, opponent double blocks here. We kill the 6/5 first. If I send everybody, opponent kills my Angel of Invention and blocks everybody else. I think this was better. And more crude Necropod. Opponent, I love your deck. I think you tried a very interesting assembly of cards, but I have some questions about some of your choices. Maybe those weren't choices because
I'm Batman.
Get all the cards. So here he has to sacrifice a land if he wants to block with this guy. 2 clues. Let's see if we get... leave up some white, please. Let's see what do we get here. Okay, not really useful at this point. Let's go ahead with this other clue, but now we are going to be tapped down and therefore not much that we can do. And okay, so here we swing With Orbital gets blocked, this comes through, we deal 3, and the Tireless Tracker trades with the Necropod, but well, there's a Necropod less in the battlefield. One less Necropod, please. He has to sacrifice. What? Wow. Ah, so I don't. He doesn't like me getting 10 more life. What do you know? So the AI, I think he made the right choice there. So I haven't actually used the Necropod. I thought he needed to sacrifice before declaring the blockers. So that's pretty strange. So this is after the block has occurred. That's better than I first evaluated. Okay, Tireless Tracker, just to check our next 2 cards. Not going to matter too much at this point, but nevertheless, we get to see what's going on. Give me 2 more cards. Well, Long Road Home. Why the heck not? Come on. Goodbye. And goodbye. And that was it. This game was certainly much more entertaining than the previous one. I'm going to spare you the details, so I hope you have enjoyed, and I want to keep playing this deck a little further, so until next time, sayonara.